Hello, hello. Welcome to the Thoughtful Edge podcast. And I'm the host, Dmitro Savchenko, and MVP of engineering. And I'm curious about all the tech and business things. And today I have a prominent guest whose name is Michael Podolsky, and he's CEO of Wisebrand.com, which is outsourcing and marketing company, and PissedConsumers.com, the largest negative review platform in the United States. So, Michael, could you please briefly introduce yourself?
Hi, Dmitro. Thank you for having me on the show. Yes, my name is Michael Podolsky. I have over 20 years history of working for Wall Street. Then I left Wall Street 6 years back to run my own businesses. PissedConsumer is 18 years old as a company. Wisebrand is 10 years old. Um, I enjoy running these two companies. They're different in nature in what they do. One is a product company, another company is a service company. Um, I'm happy to say that last year, Pest Consumer and Wiser Brand both made it to Inc. 5000 list. And this year, I'll already have a result for Wiser Brand. Wiser Brand made it second year in a row into Inc. 5000, bringing me into the list of fastest growing companies in the United States. I'm happy to be there. And
Awesome.
Mitro, thank you for having me on the show.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, and congratulations on your achievements. And apparently, you're doing something right that you're getting these awards from year to year. So great. Yeah, let's talk about that and some other topics as well. And let's start from your journey and vision. Like, can you show your journey and can you tell us how did you find the Visor brand and what drove its success and like maybe your experience from the Wall Street also somehow impacted your ability and thinking behind that.
Thank you for the question, Dmitro. It's all about passion. I actually have to go back further into Pest Consumer, into the first company that me and my co-founder have founded. It's Pest Consumer. I got really passionate about a negative experience that me and my wife had when we were sent to a wrong vacation spot 18 years ago. So we were sent to a really bad hotel. I didn't enjoy the stay. I had numerous complaints about what was going on there. Um, I started complaining pretty much on day two of everything that was going on. But at that time, all the hotels were booked. All other hotels were booked. I didn't have an ability to move to another hotel. I had a flight back in a week, so I had to suffer through entire week. Then, as a consumer, I tried to handle the situation through a travel agent, through a wholesaler, through a credit card company. I even took them to small claims court, but I lost everywhere miserably because I stayed there for a week. Pretty much, I was stuck there. I didn't have a choice. I didn't have an opportunity to go anywhere. So, because I got upset, I mentioned it to my friend, future to become my partner. Um, he asked me, Mike, how do you feel? I said, I feel pissed. I am pissed. He said, great name of the company, Pissed Consumer it is. So we've started this business with an investment of $100 each just to pay for the hosting of the servers. Both of us are software developers, so we started writing code. Uh, though that investment of $100 each was the only investment we had to make into the Pest Consumer as a business. It just took off. It took time, organic growth, persistence, and that's how we grew. Then later on, 9 years later, um, some of our best consumer clients told us, guys, you're doing such a great job in marketing and development yourself. Why don't you do it for us? And that was an opening to have Wisebrand started. So Wisebrand was a spin-off from PissedConsumer, and now it's a separate service company where we provide marketing and software development services to our clients. Um, we have a bunch of happy clients where we provide expertise in operations, in marketing, in software development and technology. So I enjoy running both businesses. They're different, but I love them both.
Awesome. What an amazing story. And I believe the majority of the companies that are solving some people's problems solved with some dissatisfaction on the existing order or dissatisfaction on some services they were provided or an absence of some services they would want to have. And yeah, that's I'm glad that your dissatisfaction rate raised an curiosity and inspired you to go further and do something useful about that.
One thing I can tell you, as a consumer, I was pissed at one company, at one brand. Now, 145,000 brands are pissed at me for starting Pissed Consumer. That's the way I like to put it. Because today, Pissed Consumer has profiles on 145,000 US and European brands.
Awesome. Yeah, that's very impressive. And you mentioned previously, you mentioned the reward that you got for the success of the companies. Can you please tell about this reward and what exactly you did right that got you to that place that you were awarded?
Reward itself, it's simple. They have the formula that they apply to your financial results over the past 4 years, and they monitor how well did you do as compared to all other companies, right? Inc. 5000 is a spin-off out of the Inc. magazine that is very popular in business community, entrepreneurial magazine. So we applied for the award and we've got it. That's how it is. But personally, I think it's constantly driving for the satisfaction of the customer, making sure that your customers are happy, that they refer more and new business to you. That's the key. The key is to obtain new clients and to grow your business. That's what we do. We
Yeah,
just do our job, that the one that we love, and we do it well.
it sounds so easy, like especially when you describe it this way. And but I believe there's a ton of hard work behind that,
It
and
is a
there is a lot of time spent, a lot of effort, and like a lot of people input as well. And if we're talking about customer satisfaction, can you elaborate a bit more on this, especially given your expertise in reputation management and the things that you do in the consumers? I think you've seen a lot of success stories and not very success stories. And can you share some wisdom or secrets about the customer satisfaction in general?
Absolutely, I can do that. I'll tell you the joke. Actually, it's a recent joke. Um, Besides Inc. 5000, last month, I also got Stevie Awards. Listen to this. I got the Stevie Awards Best Entrepreneur, not best, Entrepreneur of the Year in Customer Service. And it was given to Michael Podolsky, PissedConsumer.com. Do you understand the irony of getting an Entrepreneur of the Year in customer service? And the judges felt that PissedConsumer.com deserves the award. And that was I find it ironic, highly ironic, to get an entrepreneur of the year in customer service to the company that is called PissedConsumer.com. There is a lot of irony to it.
Agree.
Um, Customer satisfaction. It is very important. 2006 is when Pest Consumer has started. In 2008, we've started receiving complaints about a bank that is called Wells Fargo. You know that bank?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Around 2008, consumers started writing reviews about the fact that Wells Fargo started opening up fake accounts at Wells Fargo.
Hmm.
4 years later, in 2012,
Like you mean the without the people consent?
uh
Okay.
the whole story is consumers started complaining about it in 2008. In 2012, the story blew up to the point where CEO of Wells Fargo was in front of the Senate. We all remember that wonderful moment where he had to admit later on, a week later, I believe, he had to resign. In 2016, lawsuits started coming in, and Wells Fargo paid on tune of $3 billion in
Wow.
fines to the government, to the consumers, for the fact that they were opening fake accounts. All that marketing department of Wells Fargo needed to do in 2008 is start reading reviews. That's the power of freedom of speech and people just talking, discussing the situation. Um, if Wells Fargo would have been reading those complaints in 2008, that would be a savings of $3 billion right there.
Yeah.
That's the power of consumers. I recommend companies to respond to reviews. Again, and as part of the service of Wisebrand, we do brand building, we do reputation management. We are familiar with PR headaches that do occur when a negative PR shows up online, and it has to be addressed. And I advise such companies to respond, be truthful, and show more transparency when dealing with negativity online, because when you do it open heartedly and you speak about it online on the same platform where a consumer has raised the concern, you actually gaining more than you're losing from that negativity. It is very important for company to address the issues.
Yeah, totally agree. Like, given myself, if I read some reviews and I see some negative reviews and I see that there is a response from the company that they are trying or they're trying to solve the person's problem and giving them some ideas or some options how they can resolve or give or satisfy customer in their complaint or in their need. Uh, it always like it eliminates the impression of the bad reputation for this company. So if I see that, I understand that everyone is making mistakes, but the main thing is for people to be able to self-correct and learn from that.
Absolutely. uh, I spoke to Joe Foster recently, who is founder of Reebok. Remember sneakers Reebok? Joe Foster was a founder of Reebok, and he said,
So, as we talked about reputation management and the importance of the uh, brand of the company and the importance of company reacting to the negative feedback. And as we all know, the customer is always right. The client is always right. Is it always the truth? Can you elaborate on that a bit?
"Oh, for the purposes of customer service, yes, customer is always right. But there are policies of the company, there are monetization component that may not always be um, acceptable to the customer, right? You send the goods to customer demands a full refund, but refuses to send goods back. There are a variety of different situations that could occur around it. This is where a company stating their position, even if they have to negatively reply. By negatively, I mean simply saying no to a demanding customer, right? Sometimes we have to do it. Sometimes company have to do it because demands of the customer are unreasonable, right? And reason is a big question. Uh, the company's response to a consumer made public should be reasonable to other people. That reason is a big deal to how future prospective customers will be reacting to that interaction that negative complaint had, and then a reply was done. Yes, company said no to the request of the customer, but they explained why. Reasoning is a big deal. So I would recommend to companies, when if they're saying no, God forbid, to the consumer, it's always good to say yes if possible. But there are those situations where a customer shall not get what they're demanding. And in those cases, you have to reason. And you're reasoning not necessarily just with that particular consumer that you're saying no to, you're reasoning with the next persons that will be reading it. That's
Oh,
the mindset that you need to have when replying to a negative feedback that you've got.
hmm, interesting. Yeah, that's a good point, definitely. And maybe reasoning by the policies. Let's say you have a rule in your company that, like, which is
But the way you say it has a lot of meanings.
right, right, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. And let's switch gears a bit, and let's talk about the Wisebrand and the
Sure.
services that you do, the software consulting and marketing services, and if it's all about technology and innovation. How do you ensure that by providing the services, you are still on top of everything what is going on, and you're leveraging on the all the new capabilities that are emerging on the market? That you are like prominent in the AI space. That you have the right expertise, and you're offering your clients whatever they need.
So there are a lot of emerging technologies, specifically in the AI space. What I've done back in March, April timeframe, um, I went. I've held a town hall meeting with all of my employees, and I've asked them to pick any AI technology that they want to learn for themselves. So I have various departments. I have HR department, sales department, PR, marketing, a lot of different departments, and each person had an opportunity to pick and choose a single AI technology that they want to research for themselves for their profession. And to my surprise, out of 120 people that work for me, 20 people came forward and said, "Yeah, I would be interested." So, as a company, we paid for the first month subscription for the AI tool chosen by the employee. Um, an employee had a month to test it on our own processes or look at it from different angles how it could apply to different clients of ours. And at the end of the month, each employee out of those 20 had to present to the rest of the company, present what that AI technology is all about. So by doing this exercise, I gave an opportunity to employees to choose. I paid for their choice. I gave them an opportunity to learn something new. And it could be lousy technology, but the employee has chosen and tried it to make sure, right? So this was a very nice filter to understand which technologies we're going to work with and which technologies we're not going to work with. And it was a desire of the employees to learn something new, something exciting. And that exercise was awesome. I loved it. Out of those 20 technologies, I think we brought in house three. that are being used today. And employees that were doing the research on those technologies, they're heroes. All of them were heroes by doing it. But the three technologies that we picked were now utilized by the rest of the company, and they're
Awesome.
experts
Yeah.
at it.
You gave the opportunity to people to be autonomous in their selection process and their decision, and by doing the research and providing you with the results where you were able to evaluate the most uh, workable solution for you that brought you probably a lot of efficiencies. And talking of AI, it's definitely disrupting technology now. Like I believe every startup out there is now trying to leverage those capabilities, and every company that is already on the market for like multiple years, they also trying to find the places where they can fit in and where they can apply some of those LLMs capabilities.
100% agree. The question is, everyone is inserting those two letters on their websites. The question is, what's underneath that? What kind of technology is there, right? From the
Yeah.
marketing standpoint, a lot of companies add AI. The question is AI useful or hurting their business processes? It's still unclear.
Yes, this is
AI
this
is
is a good
certainly
question
useful when it works.
to ask for sure. But nowadays, like it's almost impossible to imagine the situation when some software product comes out and it doesn't have any AI capability. Very uncommon. Nevertheless, what were the some biggest challenges you faced while growing Wisebrands as the outsourcing and marketing agency, and how did you overcome them?
By building a good team. Uh, those overcoming of problems or obstacles, it's always better when you have a good team that you can rely upon. And that's, I always strive to have a good team. People who are dedicated, who are interested to work with us, interested to work with clients. It's certainly a big deal to me. I spend um, additional efforts, budgets to train my internal employees to become better in management, in obtaining additional knowledge in the fields in which they're not familiar with. I like to offer my employees opportunity to move not only vertically but also horizontally. I offer my employees an ability to switch departments if they show their aptitude to go from moderation department to customer service department to copywriting. I offer employees an opportunity to move horizontally and vertically.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a good incentive, I would say. Good incentive for the people to stay with you and maybe to learn something new. And it's it's one of the main points for the people to stay with the company, the ability to learn some new skills and uh, becoming
So, as
more.
far as obstacles are concerned, um, um, obstacles are there always in any business, but when you have a good team to overcome it, it's done. So, COVID
Yeah.
is a good COVID is a good example of why it was certainly an obstacle, but we went from an office to remote in a matter of 3 days. That's an accomplishment.
Yeah, yeah, agree. Definitely, good team is a key factor of success for sure in every business. And looking ahead, and in the future, in the nearest or long term future, what kind of opportunities do you see in the outsourcing industry? And like with this AI development, with the more efficiencies that we observe that we can achieve using the latest tech, is outsourcing will be still there and would be still actual?
Outsourcing will be there. It's not gonna go away. Um, it may shrink. It may shrink. Um, but then again, if you are staying ahead of the curve and you're bringing more knowledge than artificial intelligence brings you, again, artificial intelligence will push out a lot of um, low skilled employees. Uh, but artificial intelligence is not the response to everything.
Yeah, it's not a silver bullet. Yeah,
It's not a silver bullet. Yes, it will simplify things, but it's not the solution to everything. So right now we are looking at it like, wow, we no longer need copywriters. Well, you still need copywriters because ideas that you put into that copywriting, um, and the language that you use uh, is important.
absolutely. Yeah, the context like
Context, exactly.
is something that LLM doesn't have yet, so it cannot come up with something like random, and that's something that would be on the people's mind or inside the people's head. Okay. I believe we are coming to the end to our conversation, and thank you so much, Michael, for joining us. I like your T-shirt, by the way, and
Thank you very much.
yeah. So thank you for joining, and for the audience, thank you for listening, and see you next time.
Dima, Mitro, thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a good one. Take care.